The YouTube shill situation.
Chad, if you don't know, over the past 24 hours, there has been some drama in the Destiny community, which I greatly dislike. I, for one, can't stand drama. To start off where it all began, though, right here from Grenader Jake, he put out this tweet. If I'm just vibe checking content creators, Edge of Fate is about to be absolutely 10 out of 10. If I'm just vibe checking from non-creator players, Edge of Fate looks terrible. And these positive creators are Shills. Like, why? The division at Twitter's
It always is so
crazier than ever. He's not wrong. Just look at Scarrow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Everybody, calm down. Listen, I'm going to let you in on what's really going on today. Trust me. As we get deeper and deeper into this rabbit hole, I'm going to pull back the curtain and just give you a little look-see. All right?
And I will tell you what's actually happening. Unless Destiny 2 wants to sponsor me for some reason. In that case, I mean, maybe some other things are happening. Wink, wink.
Honestly, the tweet is accurate. Less fucking pause on. Let's fucking pause on that shit. You know what I mean? Hold on. Disregard the fact that Les also streams Destiny. I love that Les fucking, he just jumps right on the pile. He's like, yeah, fuck them guys. Fuck them streamers. Who's on Bungie's payroll? Whoa. Is that the conclusion we're jumping to right
Everyone.
now? Listen. Are you saying every content creator is saying Edge of Fate is going to be 10 out of 10? Really? 90% of them?
Wow.
Not all of them? Somebody call up Sir Demetrius right now. Somebody hit up Sir D and ask him what he thinks about it.
Someone check what Luke Steffens is saying about Edge of Fate. That's how we will know if there's problems or not.
I need a rating from him right now. Actually, Luke, ask him if he can give us a voice clip. So listen. This led to a lot of things. Most notably, this reply right here. Because no creator wants to be critical to the point that they are blacklisted by Bungie. That mentality is what has led to AAA studios being okay with releasing the crap we see today. They only listen to those that are supportive, and that doesn't help at all.
Absolutely based. Because while this is, I'm gonna spoil the fun, but then I'm gonna continue the fun also. This is not completely true, but this is not completely false also. This is kind of an ultimatum statement, but the reality is always a little bit in the middle.
Damn it. Vivek's hand. Vivek's hand. Let's just say Viv throwing it down right now. How many people resonate with what Viv just said? Holy base. Facts. I personally hate how people defend soul stuff compared to what we have. For example, comparing seasonal bonus to overcharged weapons like that, it's not the same. Les, hold up. You're being too objective here, okay? That's getting in the way of rage baiting here, all right? We're not here to discuss fucking facts. We want emotion, and you're requiring too much thinking for emotion right here.
Based.
If you are a content creator, it's in your best interest to hype up the game you're creating content for. Yeah.
True.
Look, man,
I mean, that is undeniable, and that's always going to be a factor in this conversation, to be honest.
I get the comments on this one. I do. But hold up! In one corner, we have Fallout, who replies to this. He actually hit it with a hot retweet. I didn't like this. No, I don't. I'm not trying to put my hand on that. I don't know a single creator who has this fear or thinks this way. And there's so many instances of this just not being true. One of Cross's most viewed videos.
Yes, you there, at the back, the clearly retarded one. But this is obviously not true. Okay, so let me start dropping the real facts here. Let me start dropping the absolute truth of the facts, truth of the matter. Something that everyone is fearful of saying, but I am not. Okay. These categoric statements are always absolutely gonna be false. There is no way that this guy does not know a single creator who is not twisting at least a little bit their opinion to be more favorable towards the game that gives him special access and his main source of making money. Okay, but that's also honestly kind of a low way to look at these things. Okay, there are companies that are gonna flat out just blacklist you if you say anything bad about them. Okay. Bethesda is one of those companies. You say anything even remotely negative about them, blacklisted for life. You're not getting a single fast review copy ever. BioWare is the same as much as I know, and there's a lot of other companies like that. There are a bunch of people who want to play ball. And you need to play ball. And the playing ball part does not end with just a review. Okay, listen. If you are a creator who is not saying his true feelings about the game that's clearly bad, the thing is, after you do your review, you can't just go on Twitter and start writing, haha, actually, I think it was shit. I just got sponsored to say it's not. No, you can't do that, because that's also going to get you blacklisted. The truth of the matter, which makes this industry truly insidious, is the fact that when you get into these things, you need to have an opinion that's in line with what the developer wants you to say. Maybe they'll allow you to say a couple of not so great things about the game. Maybe you can only say good things. No one knows. Depends on each developer. But after that, if you want your next review code to happen, you can't just change your opinion 2 weeks in and start going, ha, I always knew this is shit and it's never gonna happen, okay? And we have some great examples. Again, everyone's favorite Luke Steffens. Which was the game that the Luke Steffens fanboys were telling me, oh no, he's not a shill because he said bad things about this game. I cannot for the life of me remember which game that was. Maybe it was Dragon Age? Veilgod? Maybe something else? I don't remember. But yeah, after he asked for a review code and they said no. After he asked the review code and they said no, he started saying bad things about the game. Surprising, I know. Surprising, I know. There's so much stuff that goes into being a shill. And again, we have the typical people who we know lie about a lot of things. Again, my favorite example of this is Luke Steffens, obviously. He's gonna hype up any game that is almost coming out. When it comes out, he's gonna do a review of it saying, it's good! And there's this one thing that no one cares about that's bad, to, keep the review fair, even that bad part that he doesn't like, literally no one cares about. And after a month, he's gonna say, yeah, we all knew that this game's gonna be bad anyway. And we know a lot of people like that. He's just my favorite. He's just my favorite example. And a lot of people know this, because it's blatantly obvious. Shilling exists in every industry. YouTube's not unique with it. Every industry has their shills. And just saying that I do not know a single creator who is in fears of getting blacklisted, that's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Yes, there are companies also who are going to be better and worse with this. For some companies, you cannot say anything bad. Some companies are like, okay, we know we have a decent product and people are going to buy it anyway, so we're going to give you the code even though we know that you're not going to say exactly the best things ever.
Of this just not being true. One of Cross's most viewed videos is him in a 30+ minute critique of Destiny 2 becoming a microtransaction hell. Dano's thoughts on the Root of Nightmare contest raid was a scathing review of what he considers to be a weak baby raid. Have y'all watched that video, by the way? That is a fantastic video. Dado roasted that raid so hard, and it was like the whole time I was like, God dog it, man, he's going in, but he just kept going hard and harder. And that shit was weak. That Root of Nightmares day one, weak, fucking weak. That was also an elitist gatekeeper. I love it, Robot. I fucking love it. Keep that same energy up. Five made a video post Lightfall about how he felt the story was insanely disappointing and a massive letdown. I thought that was hilarious. So Travis from IGN came out and was like, Lightfall is...
Also, I just want to note one thing about these examples. None of these are reviews, okay? When we're talking about the shillery, we're specifically talking about early access, okay? These people, obviously, they can critique anything that's already existing that is outside of early access. But would these people be saying these things if they had early access and exclusive ability to get viewers, get money, get recognition for content no one else can provide? That is where the question actually lies. You critiquing something that's fully available to the public? That's not showing that you have a spine. You critiquing something that is only available to a couple of handpicked exclusive people, that is something.
a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10. And everybody was like, "Fuck you, IGN. Fuck you guys suck. You guys suck dick." And then like 24 hours later, Bife was like, "Yes, the narrative and story was garbage." And everybody's like, "Oh, Bife, a gentleman and a scholar, as he is. We see where you're coming from." IGN still sucks dick though. Could it be that some people do in fact suck dick? But wait, perhaps some people there don't in fact suck thy dick. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying there are individuals that might actually have. I like Travis. Okay, so I'm a little biased here, but I actually think Travis is good. I actually feel like Travis does review things accurately. I and Dado, if I remember right, made a video and ranted on Twitch about the incredibly dumb starter pack sales fiasco. So many creators are critical very routinely. No one that I know anyway fears getting their name written.
And again, this is like obfuscation. Are we talking about people who actually get to do early access things and review them, stream them, and gain money from them? If not, then saying this is just gaslighting. Again, criticism for something publicly available for everyone is not you having a spine. It's just normal.
Down in some fictitious black book, respectfully. Now, let me just say this. Some companies do, in fact, have a book of creators they don't want to work with. You may think Bungie has that book, and yes, there are people that Bungie don't deal with. But as far as like negative...
I wonder who those people are, though. Okay? You know what I have never seen? And this completely breaks the narrative that shilling for games is not real, by the way. Everyone knows it's real. Like, come on, let's be real for a second at least, right? I have not ever seen a company just give a code to someone who is constantly negative about their game, okay? For a long time. Just covering only the negatives of it, okay? I have never seen that. I have never seen a company, even if the channel is popular and big, but if it shits on the on their game, I have never seen a company just go and be like, "Oh, you person right there at the back. Yes, with the trench coat. And long metal tube, whatever. We're gonna give you a code so you can review our game that you dislike so much constantly on a regular basis. And we're not gonna even get mad. Okay? No, those situations don't happen. Okay? People who constantly are negative about the game never get review copies. It has never happened. I have never heard of a single situation where that has been a thing.
Activity goes, guys, I've said some pretty heinous things. I called Bungie's sandbox team a bunch of crackheads. I made an entire video about Luke Smith not even understanding the sandbox. We've made monetization videos. Look, we've talked a lot of shit. You know where I'm coming from? And somehow, some way, we haven't been blacklisted. You know what I mean? However, let me just back up real quick. I only put out one negative video about Starfield.
I told you Bethesda does it.
One, and I wouldn't even say it was that negative. It was a critique of Starfield. And Bethesda has blacklisted us. We'll never work with Bethesda again. There is...
Told you. For each company, it's different. Okay? Like, for example, Blizzard is actually in the medium level of this. Blizzard is gonna be okay with some people being slightly negative about their stuff, but the moment you get too negative, you're also out. Until you start getting positive. Bethesda is just full-on blacklisting. Who did Halo? Yeah, that company also is full-out blacklisting as much as I have heard. There's most companies are going to either fully blacklist you or not give you a copy if you're too negative in general about whatever they're doing. Okay? Again, for each their own company, but this is power. Okay? There are dude, if Bethesda gave me early access to Starfield, I would stop. Listen, if Bethesda gives me early access to the next Starfield expansion, I'm not even gonna mention that Todd Howard is a midget. I will swallow that, and I will not mention a single word how Todd Howard seems smaller than the chairs that he is sitting in. Okay? I will not say it. I will not mention that Todd Howard probably has boots that have this much of a heel. Okay, I will not mention that he looks shorter than most women. I will not say a single thing. Okay, if that's how much I need to sacrifice for seeing how bad Starfield's next expansion is, I'm taking the hit, boys. I am taking the hit.
is the list there. And that was just from one video. So the point I'm trying to make is, yes, some companies in fact do have this policy, but Bungie actually has been very open to critique. And I think that's really a thing because it's a live game. You need proper feedback. But hold up, we got DMG right here. He replied, the only folks we don't invite to the conversation are those who can't hold respectful exchanges when giving feedback, or those who lean into hateful rhetoric that goes against our studio pillars code of conduct. I've seen.
Yeah, that's kind of almost, it can be whatever you feel like it, okay? Hateful code of conduct or hateful rhetoric, that can be literally a person saying, why is every character in the Lightfall gay? Oh, there goes your early access, buddy. Shouldn't have been a hateful bigot. You see? You see how these things are easily twistable?
Your pillars code of conduct. I've seen numerous presentations quoting negative reception or conversation. We've held direct chats with tons of folks who had critical feedback to make sure we understood the core of their words. We continue to listen, adapt, and change based on posts and voices we find throughout the community. Of course, we celebrate wins and appreciate positive commentary on what you truly enjoy within Destiny, but we don't actively ignore critical feedback or solely focus on those who say positive things. Frankly, I don't see this sort of behavior from colleagues at other studios either. Much love. My favorite is this reply down here. Hold on. The first paragraph is just Corpo's speech saying that the quote tweet said is correct. I simply do not believe the second paragraph based on 10 years of bungo behavior and just over-def Corpo behavior. Third paragraph is also laughable. It would have been better to just not reply. DMG, been doing this job for 10 years between a couple places. Giving my perspective, apologies, it came off as Corpo. Just trying to be clear. We don't ignore negativity. We ignore assholes and racists. Is that more understandable? And the question then becomes...
Told you. So... But I'm literally getting proven right in real time. Ah, classic me, I guess. Always right. It is what it is. It's a gift. Oh, but yeah, this is exactly what I said. Oh, you're gonna say Lightfall was too gay? Pfft. Ignored, banned, and all of these things. Okay, so is that truly them taking feedback into account? Doesn't sound to me like that now, does it? Again, to each their own, I guess, but yeah.
Comes what defines an asshole. I'd point you to our code of conduct. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Look, man, I would argue and say Bungie themselves don't even care for overglazers either. There's a lot.
Oh, and by the way, this is also a complete fallacy. You, as a consumer, have absolutely zero obligation to explain to the company that's product you are using why you even don't like it. If you don't like it, you just don't like it. Do not ever be scared into needing to put feedback, okay? If you think Lightfall was shit, who fucking cares? Fix it. How do you fix it? Well, if they're not going to listen to you saying too much gay, then, well, that's their own problem. That's you leaving feedback, that's them saying your feedback doesn't matter. There you go. That's just the name of the game, okay? But never be scared into thinking, oh, I need to be respectful of my feedback. No, if the game is shit, the game is shit. If Blizzard makes another shitty season of Diablo 4, you tell them everything is shit. What is shit? I just told you everything. Don't ask questions, start fixing it. You are a consumer. It's not your job to tell them how to fix the game. It's their job to figure out what's wrong with the game so they can fix the game. Okay? That's how easy these things are. Nothing more, nothing less.
A lot of times, like if you're ever part of...
Oh, and the developer should always be explaining to you why they felt putting something in the game, okay? If a developer cannot explain why they put a gay relationship in the game, then I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Summon, and again, like I've said in the past, people that have been pulled from the game, people with just a lot of hours, they want immediate crystal feedback on something. You pick up an exotic, you shoot it. If you feel like if it feels terrible, they want to be told, hey man, that feels terrible. If they're looking to gauge a new activity, you gauge it appropriately. And the other side of things is too, like we've talked about in the past, there's only so much you can change. Think about it. Some of us don't even go in there and see the new content until it's like a couple months out. There's only so much you can change in that time frame. It's small tweaks. you know? So a lot of this is Bungie's vision for what they want to take the direction of the game, with small tweaks coming from, you know, different people that get their hands on it. Paul Tester Reddit can confirm I've written thousands, possibly the actual number, critical Destiny articles, and DMG still talks to me. The further DMG's point, this isn't something that solely applies to creators either. We're the most high profile voices of feedback, but regular community members absolutely give their feedback in the same fashion. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Do this so sure. Bife is making a great point. Guys, it's not just streamers and...
Wait, I need to look at this again. Paul Tassi is an industry shill, so no one actually cares.
Destiny articles, and DMG still talks to me. The further DMG's point, this isn't something that solely applies to creators either. We're the most high profile voices of feedback, but regular community members absolutely give their feedback in the same fashion. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Do this so sure. Bife is making a great point. Guys, it's not just streamers and creators. It's literally people that have a lot of hours in the game, man. All content creators coming together like Avengers. Oh my lord. Yeah, dick riding 101. Let me tell you something. No one rides Bungie's dick harder than someone's first damn time, especially someone who's not been in the streamer or content creator space. Their fucking first time at Bungie Studios. Everybody, I said this in the past, everybody acts hard until they walk through those doors. And then they go, oh my God, it's Master Chief. Cross, can you take my picture? And then it's done. I know from that point on, I'm like, damn, well, let's go. Let's do this. And look, if you want to take a picture of Master Chief, that's completely fine. You can take a you could take a picture of Master Chief. All right. But also at the same time, most of the people, if not all the people I've ever been in a room with during summits, has given appropriate feedback. And whether or not it's heard and received and acted upon, dude, that's in Bungie's field. You know, that's
Okay, also, there is a difference between feedback in a closed environment space in a one-versus-one conversation versus publicly saying something is wrong with something, okay? The fact that these companies are willing to hear out critique when it's one-on-one or in a private setting, that's... every company is willing to do that to at least a bare minimum extent. It's all about the public critique, okay? The private conversation should not even be in the room when we're talking about these things.
Up to Bungie to act. But the other side of things is you're having to make calls on stuff that you see only 10% of. If you're only seeing 10% of Kepler destination, how can you really make a call on that? You're not really supposed to sit there and make a call on that. You're supposed to make a call on just something that like...
Wait, what? Wait, again?
If you're only seeing 10% of Kepler destination, how can you really make a call on that? You're not really supposed...
Well... Oh, wow, I don't like this point in general. Even if I play 0.1% of the game and it's bad, it's bad. I don't need to play the rest of the game to know it's bad. This is how we got to the situation where people were saying, oh, Starfield's actually a great game if you give it 40 hours and you're a new game plus 7. That's when the game opens up. No, that's cope. That's stupid. That's a bunch of flies. Okay. If I don't like the game from 0.1% of playing it, if the game is annoying, bad, and tedious in the first 10 minutes of the game is bad. I have absolutely 100% right to that opinion, and no one can ever tell me I'm wrong.
Supposed to sit there and make a call on that. You're supposed to make a call on just some of the like the mechanics, the puzzles, you know, the matter ball, things like that, the exotics. But as far as like it in its totality, that entire destination, you can't make a call on just the small amount of time and area you get to explore. Lamau, of course, Bife is going to defend. He gets paid to explain Destiny 2 lore. Hey, man, here's the thing. Everyone here, Luke, can you join our Discord right now? Luke, how many times have I heard that we get paid? You know what I mean? How many times?
That's a lot.
How many times? And look, and now
more than I can count.
Now it's like we get paid, Bife gets paid, everybody's on the payroll. Let me just say, guys, and look, we've been critical about.
I think the point that person is trying to do by saying get paid, he's not actually talking Bungie directly pays them, but they are making primarily content about Bungie, so it's beneficial when everything is good with Bungie. And by the way, this is something that people don't really understand. Positive content is so much better than negative content in the long scheme of things, okay? Positive content has always a chance to be timeless. Evergreen content, effectively, on YouTube. Videos that constantly do well. Those are positive videos. There are only exclusively positive videos. Negative videos die off, and at one point they don't get views. So that's a thing. 2, when everyone is positive about the game, there is much more many people playing it and interested in the content. Again, I think the most great example of this is Star Wars Theory in particular has said this, but this is pretty much true for literally everything. He though has directly just he just has directly said this. When the thing that you play, the thing that you make videos about is good, that you're making so much more money than when the thing that you are talking about is bad. Because when a thing is bad, people are just not that interested in talking about it in general. When a thing is good, people are really interested in talking about it.
Edge of Fate here this entire time. All right. And to be honest with you, looking at it,
Helldivers 2 is actually a great example for this. Helldivers 2, the peak views for Helldivers was when everyone was glazing the shit out of it. Not when Helldivers 2 is doing poorly.
Fate, I don't know, fellas. I don't really know how I'm feeling about Edge of Fate, its content rollout, what Bungie's trying to do with their new systems. I'm gonna be honest, fellas. I'm on the fence right now.
Cross the check cleared this morning.
P check.
Yeah, the Bungie. Pete.
Guys, I think Edge of Fate, though, is really going to be one of the best expansions we've ever gotten. And right now, what I really think Bungie's doing is they're underselling it. You know what I mean? They're going to try to sneak this thing in. They're trying to really roll out, you know, trying to just come in here and just be like, it's just another expansion. But dude, we know this fucking thing's going to pop. Already, this thing's going to be 10 out of 10. And then you can feel it in your bones. From the moment I saw Kepler, I was like, this shit's hot. The fallen enemies, the abilities, you could turn into a goddamn ball. Have you seen that shit? A goddamn ball you could turn into and go anywhere. You could do whatever you want, but maintain ball form.
That's so unique and never seen before.
It don't get much better than that shit. Here's the thing. We need to go and start making changes right now across the board.
I've had these prepped, just waiting.
Oh my
waiting for
God.
the money to clear.
Okay, so that video we put out a few weeks ago, The Edge of Fate, this is great. No
Man, those lips can... Those lips can probably suck a mountain dry, okay? Damn!
Nation, fantastic. Okay, let's get that swapped out. Terrific idea. God dog it, that's fantastic, Luke. Luke, you actually had these already pre-prepared?
I sent them. I said, guys, just send the money and these go live.
Oh my God, Edge is perfect. Dude, this is fantastic.
Missed opportunity of saying edging is good.
Fantastic. Oh, this is the best one right here. Pre-order sales up. Oh my, 1 million%.
Damn.
Hold on.
No, that's 100K.
Or is this 100,000?
We really need decimals.
100,000. Throw another zero in there, Luke. Put another zero in that thing, baby. Pop these numbers up. Chad, this is the moment where I really bring this all together and just come.
Okay. Well, that was Cross. YouTube shills do exist. There's nothing to be done about it. It's just a way of life, boys. 10 out of 10. Bye.